Welcome. I'm Heather. Thanks so much for joining us for yoga, a 30-minute practice you can do anytime that you need to relax and restore. Finding it really nice right before bedtime in order for you to transition, wind down, and get a healthy night of rest. So if you'd like to start today, we're actually going to come into a tabletop position and just take a few moments to get yourself set up. And if you want to put something underneath your knees, go ahead and slide a blanket or something to pad your knees. And if you want a little lift for your wrists, you can place something underneath your wrist. One trick we do is roll the mat, and we can just bring the base of the hand near the wrist onto that support. And we'll start with some nice hip circles, a great way to loosen up. So we're going to roll the hips around. And we'd start with a really slow, smaller circle. And then we'll gradually widen out through that circle a little bit more. Start to connect as well to your breath. And a few times we'll move in the opposite direction. And exploring the full range of motion here. And you can even let your hips come as far back now as you'd like. Almost like a child's pose. Your arms might be a little more extended. Hips might be a little more lifted. And on your next breath in, slowly come up. And we'll just come into a little bit of a plank. And exhale to come back again, stretching through your arms and your back. And you can flow a few more times, inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you come back. Let's do this one more time. And this time as you come back, see if you can come all the way back with your hips towards your feet, settling into the child's pose. And if you prefer to add some support, you can place something underneath your upper body if your head is lifted off the floor. Just take a few moments to let your body settle and open up into this position. You can rock a little bit with your hips from side to side. Tuning in more to your back body now and noticing as you breathe how your breath can flow into your back. And you direct it there with your focus and your attention. And as you exhale, longer breath out, feeling your body release. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. Slow and deep, breathing into your back. And exhaling, maybe even breathing out through your mouth, releasing. And from this position, you can stretch your arms forward and slowly come back up. And this time we'll come down onto the elbows, and elbows are just a little closer than shoulder distance. Palms together. Slide your knees back, bring your head down. For more of the extended puppy pose, you'll probably feel this one more in your upper back, shoulders, upper arms. And breathing here again. Nice and slow. Sinking the breath down on the inhale. And releasing the breath completely on the exhale.
2 more breaths like this. The next time you inhale, lift your head up off the floor, bring it forward, settling down onto your belly. And we'll slide the arms out from this position. We can keep the head lifted. My elbows are in front of the shoulders. They're not underneath the shoulders. So just a nice gentle way to open up through the back. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can slide your arms in just a little bit more, coming into the Sphinx. You may lift your chin so that it's parallel to the floor. And on your next breath out, slowly lengthen out through your arms again. This time, reaching your arms forward, straightening them, and turn your hands so that your thumbs point up, palms facing each other. And to feel that nice stretch in your arms. And with the right hand, we're going to slowly bring it down along the floor, bending your right foot. And even before we try to grasp onto that foot, just do a few ankle rolls on the right side. And opposite direction. I'm just keeping my head down for now. You can flex and point your foot. Let's see if you can bring that foot or bring the hand onto the foot. If that feels difficult, you can try a different position here. You can roll over onto your side. And then your knee might be now a little bit more in front of the hip. It's the same distance from the floor as your hip. So keep that in line there, but it might be a little bit more forward. And that's okay. Just going for a stretch in the front of your thigh. And if you can, staying on your belly. And we'll gently push down a little bit through the pelvis, through that hip. If you notice the muscles starting to release in the front of the thigh, you can push a little bit more, pushing your foot away from your body. You might even come up with your arms supporting your upper body here. And stay here for 2 or 3 more full deep breaths. And at the end of this exhalation, we're going to slowly release the hold on your foot. Reach both arms forward again. Feeling that nice gentle stretch as you pull your hands forward. And when you're ready, we will slowly bring the left arm down. And before we hold on to the foot there, rolling out through the ankle. In opposite direction with that circling. And a few times flexing and pointing. And when you're ready, see if you can hold on to that foot now as you reach behind. You can alternately try the belt too, or rolling over onto your side. And just stay here for a few breaths in the starting position, foot coming in towards the back of your hip. And after a little while, if you feel some release, you can push your foot away from your body. And you can come up a little bit more. You can lift your head, support your upper body with your right arm. And if that doesn't feel good for your lower back, you can always lower back down with your head. And stay here for 2 more breaths. And at the end of this exhalation, releasing that foot. And you can slide the arms out. This time we're going to bend both knees, feet in the air, and rock the legs a few times from side to side. Feeling that movement through your legs and through your hips. Helping to loosen up as well the back of your pelvis, the lower back and sacrum. And then we'll slowly release that, come back to center, legs extended, hands coming underneath your shoulders. We're going to push up. So if you want to curl your toes under, plant your hands to lift off your belly. And if you'd like to come into a cat tilt or cat arch, lifting your belly, arching your spine, head down. We'll hold this pose for 2 more breaths. On the next breath in, slowly look forward, lifting your chin, holding the cow pose for a few breaths. You can keep your eyes closed or softly gaze at one spot. And then we'll move with the breath back and forth between cat-cow, exhaling, arching, inhaling, looking forward. Continue this flow for the next 3 breaths. And this time, inhale, come back to center. And we will come into the thread the needle pose next. So if you want to bring your left arm out to the side, we're going to slide it underneath the body, palm facing up, and see if you can come all the way over so that you're resting on the shoulder and the side of your head. And we'll pause here for a few breaths. With this right arm, you can do a few different things. If you'd like to try reaching that arm out today, straight out in the front. And try that position. And then slowly bring your right hand back, pushing into the mat with your right hand and coming back to center. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on the other side, bringing the right arm out and left arm over, or sorry, right arm out, right arm over to the left, palm facing up, using your left hand a little bit to help you come into your position. And then if you'd like, again, you can slide out through your left arm. And breathe here.
We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And we'll slowly bring that left hand back, pushing into it, coming back to center. And we can just come back with our hips for a moment again in child's pose. Head coming down. Breathing into your back. And then sliding your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to slowly come up, maybe just for a moment in the hero's pose. If this doesn't work for your knees or feet or ankles, you can always come up to kneeling or place something between your feet to sit on, like some blocks. But we won't be here too long, so just roll your shoulders out a little bit. Moving in the opposite direction. And then a few neck rolls. So just slowly roll your head from side to side. And when you come to one side, turn to look over that shoulder for a moment. Set your chin down towards that side of your chest. And then roll over to the other side. And bring your ear in line, or sorry, look over your shoulder. And then we'll bring that chin down towards that side of the chest. And we'll slowly come back to center with the head. We're going to come out of our hero's pose, and we can bring the legs forward for a moment. We're going to prepare to come down onto the back right away, but just taking a few moments to move your legs from side to side. You can stretch out through your legs too and roll the feet and ankles. Maybe just swish both legs side to side. I'm just rocking them, the legs. And then we'll come down onto the back. So we may do, I think we're going to do a leg stretch as we come here. So if you want to have a belt to use here, you can use a belt. You don't have to have a belt, but it can be nice to use it. So we're just going to let our back settle here in this position, knees bent, feet on the floor. Feeling into the backs of your shoulders. Bring your feet in a little bit closer towards your hips. And start to press down to lift up into bridge, placing more weight into your shoulders. And you can lengthen your neck here. Chin comes down towards your chest. And on your next exhalation, slowly roll down. Vertebra by vertebra through your spine. Good. We'll bring the right knee in towards the chest. And plant the left foot down. Alternately, you can also extend the left leg out along the mat. We're going to place the belt. If you don't have a belt, you can just place your hands behind your leg. But we'll place the belt around that foot. And we'll start with a bit of movement, bending and straightening your leg. So I'm bending my knee in towards the chest. Foot stays facing up. And this time, as you straighten your leg, just hold that position for a few breaths. Find the place where you feel just the right amount of stretch for your leg here. I like to place the belt on the ball of the foot, just below the toes. You can slide your hands down the belt so your elbows can rest. And at the same time you're lifting up through your heel, you're also gently pulling the belt on the belt down towards the floor. Let's take a few more breaths here. And you can notice how this pose changes when you extend your left leg out. You could try that for a moment. You may go back to bending that left knee or not. Let's take both ends of the belt in the right hand, and we're gonna slowly open that leg out to the right for a moment. I like to bend my left knee for this one and let it drop over to the left side as you reach straight out with your heel. Opening the inside of that leg. And creating space in your hip here as you pull out. One more breath. And on your next breath in, come slowly back to center. We will, if we haven't already, extend that left leg out along the mat. Switch hands on your belt. We're going to guide the right leg, same leg, over now to the other side, to the left side. And just feel that position here. Initially, you don't have to probably move too far to feel it on the outside of your leg. Let your shoulder on the right side drop down. Your arm can reach out there. Keep the breath flowing slowly and steadily. If you'd like, you can start to bring that leg over a little bit more and moving into a twist. So for the twist, you can keep your leg extended, or you can bend the knee. You can rest your foot on the other leg, rolling over onto the outside of your left hip if that feels okay, keeping the right shoulder down. I'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then we'll slowly come back to center and keep that knee bent for a moment. Pull it right in towards your chest while your left leg stays extended out. And then releasing the right leg. You can let the right foot come to the floor and slowly bring the left knee in towards the chest. Have your belt ready. And we'll put the belt there on the left foot. And you start with a little movement back and forth, bending and straightening. As you straighten, feel the legs start to open and stretch. Then you're pulling up through your heel. As you straighten, come into your position now, holding it here. Then you might want to slide your hands down the belt, resting the elbows, gently pulling on the ends of the belt downward towards the ground. At the same time, heel lifting up. You can explore straightening the right leg out along your mat. Of course, you want to notice what feels right for you. If your body starts to tense up, sometimes you might notice your jaw tenses and your breathing becomes more shallow. That's probably a sign that we're forcing it a little bit too much, you can back off a little bit. So we're going to take the ends of the belt now in the left hand, open that leg out to the side. You can also let your right leg open out to the side with your knee bent. So you stay anchored on your lower back, the center there. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And come back to center. And extend out through the right leg. Switch hands on the belt, left arm out to the side. Bring your leg over to the right. Feeling that opening in the outer side of your leg. Helping your breath to maintain that slow, steady pace. Excuse me. And then you can come over just a little bit more when you feel ready to, of course. And if you'd like to bend your knee and come into that twist. Keeping your left shoulder on your mat. Helping your breath again. Your breath will help open your body in this position. It'll help your body release and let go. You can settle deeper here. On your next breath in, slowly come back to center. Hug that knee in towards the chest, keeping your right leg extended. This time, if you'd like to bring both knees in towards your chest, you can do that too. Rock a little from side to side on your back. And we'll prepare to go into our Savasana, final relaxation position. If you're close to your bedtime, you're already ready for bed, you may choose to do this in your bed. So you can just fall asleep. But if you think you can stay awake on your mat, feel free to join me. And I'm just positioning my bolster underneath the legs and coming into a nice gentle reclined butterfly. If you have some kind of support and want to do the same, feel free. And let the arms come out to the sides, palms facing up. And if you have a blankie to cozy up with, you can do that too. And spend a few moments here, consciously relaxing. Noticing if there's anything else you can do to help your body release any tension, more deeply relax. Moving your attention down, we'll start with the body, but we'll start with the head. Let the head sink down, jaw releasing. Your tongue can soften at the roof of your mouth. All the muscles of your face release. The weight of your head sinks deeper into your mat. Releasing your neck. It can soften. It doesn't have to hold your head up anymore. So just feel your neck muscles relax. Feel that down through your shoulders. Through your right arm, down to your right hand. Fingertips. Moving your awareness up, just like a flowing liquid. Letting your awareness flow through your body into the left side, the left shoulder, left arm, left hand, left fingertips. And then flowing your awareness up again to the shoulders, the back, down the back to the lower back. The hips settling deeper. Bring your attention back up for a moment from the front of your torso now, the shoulders, the chest, the middle, the ribs, the belly, the right hip, down your right leg to your knee, to your ankle, to your foot. Feeling your right leg back up to the hip, across the left hip, and down to the knee, to the ankle, to the foot. And then both feet. Both legs. Both arms. Your whole torso. And your back. Back of your head. And just for another moment or two, pausing here to allow more release and relaxation. Letting go of the day. Transitioning. And before you transition or fall asleep here, I'll gently guide you. If you need to change your position to get into bed, we will come back to our cell, moving. Let's maybe rock the head for a few times from side to side. Move through your hands, your fingers, roll through your hands, moving at your wrists. Opposite direction. Maybe taking a big stretch over your head with your arms reaching. And then again, this is on your own time. It's nice to roll over first before you come up.
a few moments to notice your breath in the back. And you can use your arms to slowly support you up if you're coming off your mat. Just one more deep breath in, breathing in. And when you breathe out, release through your mouth with a So one more clearing breath to help release anything that you've picked up today or anything that's left to process. We can just let it go with the breath. Okay, so thank you. Thanks so much for joining me today. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful sleep tonight, and we'll see you again soon.